This is Rogue Wing, Coraline, or Helen RD over at Starship Modeler. Welcome to the workshop. Greetings. I apologize for being on shaky cam again, but it's the easiest way to get the camera where I need it to be. As you can see, I've gone in and smoothed out those balsa engine mounts. Also used a liberal amount of Aves epoxy sculpt, to help smooth it out and give a much more integrated look to the assembly. I've also gone in on the bridge island, and again using little bits and bats, mostly from the Paragraphics etch set. I've added some sensors. Like I said, it's not really anything, trying to duplicate any particular effect, just trying to give the semblance that something is actually up there. Also gone in, flip this baby over, she's still freaking huge. There were huge gaps right here and right here on the hanger, so I glued a strip of styrene in. Oops, still not quite set up there. I glued a strip of styrene in, and then those strips of sanding screen are actually going to be for the elevator for Changewind 1. Basically, that's like at your local garage where they use not the hydraulic lift, but the one that lifts from the sides. But it's slow progress. Of course, I need to let that set up, and then I need to get some more primer in there. It's on in. It's not really visible. Back. Oh, I must have kicked that up when I picked these up. It's not. Yeah, you can see them. I went in and scribed the channels in the catapults where the actual catapult itself would run. So far, so good. Here's hoping I can finish in the deadline. Alright, here we are in the substitute spray booth with a lovely shade of dark gray primer on the Columbia. I don't know how well it's showing up. Right here and over here as well are the Columbia nameplates from the Galactica photo etch set. Also put one right back there. As you can see, one, she's freaking huge, and two, she's a nice, lovely, uniform shade of dark gray. Now, that gray is actually darker than I really want it to be, so I'm going to go in and hit this thing with a coat of lighter gray paint, probably mask off the runway and keep it this shade of gray, but we'll play that part by ear. Okay, things are progressing fairly quickly now. Again, we're back in the auxiliary paint booth. At this point, I've got the bottom of the ship painted over in light gray using the Vallejo surface primer. This time it was not rattle can, it was airbrush. I've still got to go in and do the nozzles and do some washes for detail bring out, but right now she's looking pretty good. Okay, update time. We're out of the spray room. And we've got the top coat. I've just painted the lift fans, because normally most aircraft carriers, the deck is actually a darker color than the rest of the ship. At least that's been my experience. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the deck the color of the darker gray primer. I still got some washes and stuff to do on the fan motors. CW has been primered. I need to get a coat of paint on the top of her. And yeah, I still need to glue the bridge island down too. But the other thing I need to do is line out the runway. I'm still debating if I'm going to paint that, or given the amount of time I've got left, try to do it as a decal. We'll play that part by ear. Stay tuned. Okay, back in the paint room once again. For the final time, we're going to see this thing without markings. As you can see, I've gotten a little more work done. I still haven't actually glued the bridge island down yet. I'm going to wait for probably one of the last things there. A couple of things I've done though. I went in while I was working on the main thrusters. I also shot the tops and bottoms of the fans with, surprise surprise, Testra's graphite dust, as well as the guns. CW got her top coat of that same lovely color. And as mentioned, the thrusters were airbrushed with the graphite dust as well. At this point, the only thing really left to do is decaling and weathering. I've got the decals made, so got to decal it, seal the decals, do some weathering, and I've got, what, 5 days now? Cross your fingers.